Part 1 MRCOG mentor will be discussing an interactive session. It is an interactive session in which there will be 10 questions in anatomy to ace in MRCOG Part 1. I hope you will like my class and please give me the feedback after the class. So if you are interested in joining our course, then join Beat MRCOG by Dr. Yasmin Sayyed. Your dream is our guidance, so join for preparation. Experienced faculty will be there, personalized coaching and best study resources. Live classes will be there. At the end of live classes, discussion will be there. So if you are interested, then join. And if you want to, if any doubt, then you can contact on this number, that is 8949149861. It is an Indian number. If you are an international candidate, then please dial the STD code, that is +91. So let's start the discussion. The first question is, which of the following nerve passes through the inguinal canal? So option A is ilioinguinal nerve, option B pudendal nerve, option C lateral femoral cutaneous nerve, option D inferior hypogastric, and option E pelvic flanking nerve. So the correct option is option A. Explanation: correct answer A. So what are the contents of inguinal canal in females and male? In female, it is the round ligament of uterus and ilioinguinal nerve, and males it is palmatic cord plus ilioinguinal nerve. So I hope the answer is clear to you. So moving on to the next question. The internal anus sphincter is innervated by which nerve? Option A is inferior rectal, option B superior rectal, option C pudendal, option D pelvic flanking nerve, and option E perineum. So the correct answer is option D, that is pelvic flanking nerve. So internal anus sphincter is involuntary. They will be sympathetic contraction. Parasympathetic will help in relaxation. Innervation by pelvic flanking nerve. External anus sphincter is voluntary, and innervation by inferior rectal branch of pudendal nerve and perineal branch of S4. Now the next question is, a patient who is 36 weeks pregnant come to see you as she has developed tingling to the right lateral thigh over the past 3 weeks. On examination, there are no skin changes and no muscle weakness. So what is the likely diagnosis? Option A is obturator nerve entrapment. Option B is pudendal nerve entrapment. Option C is femoral nerve entrapment. Option D meningia peristatica, and option E shingle. So the correct answer is option D, that is meningia peristatica, and it occurred due to the which nerve injury? So it occurred due to the genital branch of genitofemoral nerve injury. And there is another condition, that is chiralgia peristatica, that occurs due to radial nerve injury, and it occurs on the upper limb. So the correct answer is option D. Explanation is that raised pressure within the pelvis can cause a number of nerve entrapment syndrome. This is entrapment of the lateral cutaneous nerve of the thigh or lateral femoral cutaneous nerve, that is also known as meningia peristatica. Pregnancy is a risk factor. Shingles can affect this nerve, but the rash would usually present itself within 14 days. Now the next question is, which artery exits the pelvis by the greater sciatic foramen and re-enter by the lesser sciatic foramen? So options are: option A superior gluteal, option B inferior gluteal, option C internal iliac, option D internal pudendal, and option E superior gluteal. So the correct option is internal pudendal. Correct option answer is option D, and this describes the internal pudendal. It is important as it supplies blood to the genitalia. Of the 3 set of arteries that exit the pelvis by the greater sciatic foramen, the other 2 are superior and inferior gluteal. It is the only one that re-enters the pelvis, and the internal pudendal are the only artery to pass through the lesser sciatic foramen. So I hope that you have understood the answer. Now moving on further. The ureter is lined by what type of epithelium? So option A stratified, option B pseudostratified, option C transitional, option D simple columnar, and option E simple cuboidal. So the correct option is transitional epithelium. So you have to mark up this table. It is a very nice table. So simple squamous epithelium will be in the lungs, heart, and what is its function? That allow material to pass through by diffusion and filtration and secrete lubricating substance. Simple cuboidal will be in the glands like small glands like in kidney tubules, and it helps in secretion and absorption. Simple columnar will be in the bronchi, uterine tubes, and uterus. What is function? It also secrete mucus and enzyme. Pseudostratified columnar epithelium will be in the ciliated tissue lining the trachea and much of the upper respiratory tract. Secrete mucus, ciliated tissue, move mucus. Stratified squamous epithelium will be in the esophagus, mouth, and vagina, and it protects against abrasion. Stratified cuboidal will be in the sweat glands, salivary glands, and the mammary glands, and it has protective tissue. Stratified columnar epithelium will be in the male urethra and the ducts of some gland. It helps in secretion and protection. Transitional epithelium will be in the bladder, urethra, and the ureter, and it allows the uni organ to expand and stretch. So I hope the answer is clear. Now moving on to the next question. The next question is the lymph from the scrotum drains into which nodes? So option is lumbar node, option B para-aortic node, option C hypogastric node, option D deep inguinal nodes, and option E superficial inguinal nodes. So the correct answer is superficial inguinal nodes. The option explanation is that the scrotum drains into the superficial inguinal nodes. You have to remember that scrotum drains into superficial inguinal lymph node while the testicle drains into the lumbar and para-aortic nodes. Now, next question is which of the following artery is a branch of internal iliac artery? So, there are two divisions from internal iliac artery. One is the anterior division, another one is the posterior division. You can remember from posterior division only three arteries take part. So, the mnemonic is I love surgery. So, from I it is iliolumbar artery, from love it is lateral sacral, and S is from superior rectal artery. And from anterior division there are many branches. One is the uterine artery, obturator artery, middle rectal artery, superior vesical artery, inferior vesical artery. So there are many. So you can remember only from anterior division, from posterior division. Question come from posterior division. So remember this. The uterine and vaginal artery, that is the branches from the internal iliac artery. The ovarian artery branches directly from the aorta. Now the next question is the lower part of the rectum is supplied by middle rectal artery, and what is the middle rectal artery a branch of? So already we have discussed this previous question. The correct option is internal iliac artery. So this is the very important table. You have to mark up this table. That the ascending colon blood supply superior mesenteric artery, transverse colon blood supply superior mesenteric artery, transverse colon distal one third is inferior mesenteric artery, descending colon is supplied by inferior mesenteric artery, sigmoid colon is supplied by inferior mesenteric artery, rectum upper two third is supplied by inferior mesenteric artery, rectum lower one third is supplied by internal iliac, and anal canal is supplied by internal pudendal. Now the next question is the anterior scrotal artery is a branch of which artery? So option is internal pudendal, option B external pudendal, option C cremasteric, option D testicular, and option E condylar. So the anterior scrotal artery is a branch of external pudendal artery. So this is the diagram given. This is the common iliac artery, and it has two internal iliac and external iliac. And internal iliac is branch of is supplied to the scrotum. Now the next question is you are called to see a woman after a prolonged labor with failed instrumented delivery converted to C-section. She is unable to dorsiflex her right foot and complains of pins and needle to the foot and lower leg. So what is the likely diagnosis? So the condition is foot drop, and it is caused by right common peroneal nerve root compression, and the patient complains that the patient will have difficulty in dorsiflexion of the foot, and the foot drop is caused by common peroneal nerve injury. So the patient has foot drop that is caused by compression of common peroneal nerve. Superficial peroneal nerve palsy may cause a similar pattern of sensory loss, but innervation of the anterior compartment leg muscle is by deep peroneal nerve, so foot drop wouldn't occur. This type of nerve palsy is encountered in many surgical feet as the nerve is very superficial as it winds around the fibular head and prone to compression palsy. using lithotomy position. An alpha nerve root compression can produce similar symptom but is likely less likely given the scenario. The juxtaglomerular apparatus lie within which part of the kidney? Renal cortex, renal medulla, minor calycin, major calycin, renal pelvis. So the JG lie within renal cortex. The substructure of the nephrons are mainly located within the cortex. The JG sits next to the glomerulus in the cortex. They play an important role in blood pressure homeostasis. The juxtaglomerular cell produce renin. The descending and ascending limbs of the loop of Henle and collecting duct have section within both the cortex and medulla. So I hope you like my class, and if you're interested in joining giving a MRCU exam, any of the part 1, part 2 or part 3, then join our Beat MRCU by Dr. Yasmin Sayyed. Live classes will be there. Recording of every session will be given. Mock series will be there, and MRCUG part 1 will be can be undergoing one go. So there is no need of repetition if you have done very well hard work, and if you are continuous with your study. So it's an very doable exam. So join now, and affordable prices are there. So I hope you like my class, and if you are interested, then join our group. And if you have any problems like how to transfer money or how to pay, then you can contact on this number, that is 8949149861. And if you are an international candidate, then please dial our STD code, that is Indian STD code, that is +91. So I hope you like my class. So thank you for joining.